What does a respectful parenting means to you?
Respectful parenting is actually going to your child's level and communicate with them. It's like giving them the choice of whether they want to do A or B. Actually, the first 3 years of their life is very important. It's so essential because that 3 years will decide how they will be later on.
How swimming plays a role in respectful parenting?
Swimming is a very delicate activity for children because being on land is so different from being in the water, especially if you put the whole baby or toddler inside the water. I would say it's like a different sensation for them. It's a lot of stimulation.
Do you see a difference in the character and personality for those who learn swimming and those who do not?
I would say the kids that learn swimming, they tend to try to do more new things or try to be more brave to do
They're more adventurous,
right?
Right?
Yes, that's the word. We always say that the kids kind of feed off the parents' energy. Let's say they feel you're angry, they will start to cry. Or if they feel that you're very stressed out, they also will start to feel that stress. They see you happy, they will also be happy. One of the things that we always miss out in this parenting journey is explaining the why. Especially the older generation will be like,
Just listen what I say lah.
Because you're too young to understand, right?
Yeah.
But actually explaining why, the why is so important.
If you could leave one message for all the new parents listening, right, what would it be?
I would say
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneur Journal. In this episode, we are diving into a story that's much about parenting as it's about swimming. So our guest here is the founder of Aqua Explorer, an early childhood swim school. She blends the science of early learning with the art of respectful parenting, turning the swimming pool into a safe space for trust, bonding, and confidence. So this episode isn't just for parents, it's for anyone who's curious about how gentle guidance can build stronger humans right from the very first splash. So welcome, Coach Shelby.
Welcome to the show.
thank you for having me here. Okay.
So Shelby, my first question to you, right? Because you describe yourself as a early years aquatic educator, who practice respectful parenting techniques. What does a respectful parenting means to you?
Okay, so respectful parenting is generally a parenting style that's usually mistaken as permissive parenting, which is, okay, we just talk to the child and we don't scold, don't hit, that kind of thing. But it's more than that. Respectful parenting is actually going to your child's level and communicate with them. And in anything we do is just not so pressuring, it's like giving them the choice of whether they want to do A or B, but the goal is still the same,
Oh, so when should the new parent, should start teaching about respectful parenting? How old? Is it newborn or?
Actually, as early as possible, I think even before the baby is born, it's good to actually know or kind of understand what is respectful parenting. It's not to learn it per se, but just to get an idea of how do you want to raise up your child. So in today's generation, especially different from our parents' generation, where back then it's always we just listen to what our parents say, or our parents will just dictate because that was what they knew best back then. So today we have a lot of resources in the internet, and kids today are also very smart. I would say the alpha generation, they have the mind of their own. So respectful parenting, this is like a tool for us to help being more, to be better communicators with our children. And also that it's just like they respect us, we also learn to respect them. It's a two-way communication, two-way street.
Then how does swimming and respectful parenting blends together?
Okay.
Because you're also aquatic, educator, right? So
swimming has always been viewed as always following technique more to instructions and learning strokes. There's a lot of drills, and sometimes it's mostly teacher-led, meaning that the teachers will prepare the lesson and the teacher will just tell you, okay, you do this, you do that, do A, do B, do C. So the kids will choose to do or they just don't do lah. But even if they don't do, they still have to do it. The thing about swimming is so tough that it's like, because it's like there's a lot of things like competitive swimming and stuff. So in this way, because swimming is related to like showering. So let's go back to newborns. I think one of the concern that a lot of first-time parents have is showering the baby, especially Asian parents.
Yeah.
Asian parents, they are scared to put water, want to wash your hair or wash your body, a bit more sensitive to water. So showering, which is also related to water, has a connection with swimming later on. How do you introduce water gently to your child? And the best way to do it is usually more gentle, which is where the respectful parenting comes in, the respectful parenting technique. So it's actually communicating with the baby. Yeah, so there's a myth going around saying that, hey, the baby can't talk, right? So they can't understand. But actually, the baby, although they can't talk to you, they actually know and understand what you're trying to do. So that's why we actually communicate with the baby. We talk to them. Even during the shower, we actually explain to them, okay, I'm going to, this is water. Can you see the water? The water's on your hand, water on your feet. So we actually bring them through that process. Although they just stare at you, but they actually understand.
They know what you are talking about.
It's just that they don't have the words yet to tell you. So when they grow older,
do they understand from your words, or they understand from your gesture, that connection, the feeling of you being gentle with them? Or
I think there's a lot of factors here, but mainly I would say they actually will observe. They are quite good observers as well.
I see.
They actually also can feel if you're angry, happy, sad. They can actually tell.
I see.
So if usually we always say that the kids will kind of feed off the parents' energy. So like the kid or the baby, they will actually, if let's say they feel you're angry, they will start to cry. Or if they feel that you're very stressed out, they also will start to feel that stress.
I see.
They see you happy, they will also be happy. Of course, when they become toddlers, where they can show more emotions, or even older babies, they see you happy, they will smile back. Yeah, so they actually feed off on the parents' energy. Actually.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's how swimming plays a role in respectful parenting.
Okay, swimming, actually there's many ways to practice respectful parenting, but I chose swimming because swimming is, I would say, a very delicate activity for children, because being on land is so different from being in the water, especially if you put the whole baby or toddler inside the water. It's a different, I would say it's like a different sensation for them, and it requires a bit more. There's a lot of sensory play going on. It's a lot of stimulation. So I chose swimming because it's actually much harder to get the child to swim compared to doing other land activities.
True, because if I am the parent and the newborn or toddlers, right, go for swimming, I might be scared as well, like, oh, will they drown, or something like that. And it's not easy to be in the water as well.
Yes, actually it's not only for the child. The parents also finds it quite hard to be in the water. There are parents that are comfortable. I also do notice there are parents that are not, but they do their best. Even though they are not comfortable, they still come in because they know that it's going to benefit their child and it's important for their children. So another thing why I chose swimming is compared to a lot of other activities, that's one of the activities that you cannot bring your phone inside. So like today in our generation, especially phones, tablets, those are things that somewhat we cannot live without, right? So if you go for like any other land activity, maybe a gym activity or other enrichment programs, you still can bring that phone with you. Especially parent accompanied classes, you still can bring that phone to take photos or even look at it, that's habitual, right? But to the swimming pool, apart from having the waterproof case, majority of the parents will choose not to bring the phone because first they need to handle their child inside the water. Second, it's like they don't have that time to actually see the phone. My classes run for 30 minutes. So I always put it in this angle that this 30 minutes is quality time between you and your children. It's only 30 minutes. So to them, it's like, okay, that 30 minutes, they don't bring in their phone. It's really just they, the mommy, the daddy, and the baby or their child. So my class, I allow 2 parents in. reason is because this is quite, I would say, a very cherishable moment. It's something that you cannot get back. That time you spend with your baby, especially. And as they grow up, one day they will go into unaccompanied classes, independent classes where the parents won't be inside already.
I see.
Yeah.
So your swimming class is not only teaching the toddler or the baby, it's basically actually coaching the parent
Yes.
to be on the water with the baby together, right?
Yes, it's that, and also indirectly they also learn some parenting skills. So, like example, I have a few that are babies. They started off as babies, so it's like holding the baby. How do they hold the baby in the water?
How many months?
7
7 months?
It's about 6 to 7 months.
Oh, okay.
Some of them actually started that early. 6 to 7 months, usually I will recommend to start in the pool. Before that, I have this thing called bath babies where they start in individual bathtubs. So something that parents can practice at home, especially those who are a bit more scared to shower the baby. Yeah. So like I have this 6-7 month old baby. Now he's not 6-7 months anymore, but at that point of time, the parents were still figuring out how do I hold my baby? Is this correct? How do I talk to my baby? Sometimes when the baby cry, the first reaction from parents is don't cry. Or, oh my God, how? Like, you're crying, how? They sometimes, it's not that they want to just say don't cry. They don't know.
Don't know what to do.
Yes, they don't know what to do. Sometimes it's panic. Sometimes it's seeing the surrounding of people judging me. There's a lot of internal things that the parents can feel because we are living in the world where it's not very safe for parents compared to last time. Last time, no Facebook, no Instagram. Nobody knows what you are doing, right? But nowadays, it's like people will also do content that say that, parents open the screen, like take out the tablet, let their child see the screens during dinner or during lunch. So that will, of course, channel back to the parents who actually does it and they feel bad about it. So we are already living in quite a judgmental world, I would say. And that is why sometimes the parents, they don't really know what to do. And classes like this is not just about teaching swimming. It's actually teaching the parents how to communicate with their child, how do they react to difficult situations with their children. And there's different phases in the child's life. If they continue on with me from babies to toddlers to preschoolers, they will face different challenges and we actually can explore from there. Yeah.
So what happened to the 7-month to 8-month-old?
That particular baby is still around. He's now 18 months old.
Oh.
Yeah, so around 18 months now. Both parents still enter the pool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually they started last year. So this is a very nice case I want to share because this shows how important consistency is. They started when the baby was around 7-8 months old. Now the baby is 18 months. Every time he comes for the class, he's so happy. Because it's like, he knows it's swimming. He's not scared of going underwater, even when the reflex are gone. So, fun fact, a lot of babies, a lot of parents think that, hey, baby can swim, right? Since they swim in the mother's womb, confirm can know swimming, right? I just throw my baby inside, confirm can swim, right? Actually, they have the reflex until around 6 months, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, but on average, around 6 months, they have this reflex to hold their breath.
Oh.
Yeah, to hold their breath. Once past that 6 months, then they lose their reflex. And that is when sometimes when you put them underwater, they suddenly get shocked. Yeah, because they already lose that reflex to hold their breath. That's why the swimming lessons are quite important. It also helps the child to slowly learn how to control their breath.
But for a toddler who learns swimming, you put them underwater to let them hold their breath for a while also? Is that part of the training or the lesson?
It's part of the lesson, just that I don't just put them under. It's a lot of communication as well. So when we want to put the toddler underwater or we want to put a child underwater, we don't just do it. They're not biscuits. So what I actually do is me. What I actually do is I tell them. So if I'm putting them underwater, I will say that you are going in the water.
Tell the toddler.
Not
Not
only
the
tell,
baby.
but show. Like when I say show, it's like maybe my hand or a toy go in the water. So they know that it's going inside the water. They might not process it 100%. However, because you talk to them, they actually know that, oh, it's something's going to happen. So they will actually either protest, like they, not to say cry, but they protest like,
Struggle
no,
a bit.
no, I don't want, or they just use their limited vocabulary to say no. So when they actually say no, you have to respect that. You can't just put them under. You actually say, okay, then we try again next time. So it's just like an encouraging thing. Like you know that eventually it will come to that. Just that when there is a no, it doesn't mean no forever. Just keep encouraging that. And another thing I used to do is, even though they don't want to fully put their whole face inside, then we will do some games like sinking toys. That means the toys are sink, like underwater, and they just need to pick it up. So indirectly, some parts of their body, their face will start to go in the water. And
to see where the toy is,
yes,
to find the toy.
So they themselves did that, meaning they themselves put their face in the water. So the funny thing here is, if you are the one that put the child underwater, they will get angry with you, right? But if they do it themselves, they choose to do it themselves, they know that, oh, I'm the one who did it. Doesn't make sense to get angry with my parents, So they actually be shocked a bit, but they will either continue it or they will just move on to another activity. They will not actually try to fight with you.
I see.
At least this is from my observation. So some of the children, if they themselves decide that they want to do it, they will then choose what they feel like doing next. That's when I have to be very observant of every child in that pool. If that child is like already, okay, they are not ready, then we will change. We will do other things that will lead back to that goal. Yeah.
So in this sense, you call it emotional safety, right?
Yes, emotional security.
Emotional security before the physical skills.
Yes, correct.
Right? So, but why does it so important?
The emotional security.
Yeah.
So the thing is, even for adults, let's put it as adults first, all right? So as adults also, when we start something new, maybe a new sport like pickleball or something, you start a new sport, most of the time you will overthink, right? You will think about, can play or not? What if people look at me and laugh at me? What if, there's a lot of thoughts going into your mind, right? So indirectly, you don't feel very safe emotionally because you are so uncertain of what this sport entails. Like, pickleball. Then you put yourself in that situation before even learning the skill. You need to be mentally prepared to drive to the location, see the location and try one game, right? So that is also something that we already somehow can do it on our own as adults. But it takes a lot of time, right, to reach to that level of, okay, I'm comfortable to go and play pickleball. Maybe not with friends, not to say not with friends, even with your own friends also, you'll be like thinking twice, like, should I go? Should I not go? So all this thing is related to your emotions. So for even as adults, we find that difficult. What more kids, babies, toddlers, preschoolers. So when they do not feel safe, it's very hard for them to learn because it's a fight or flight thing where they are put in a situation where they feel it's dangerous, even though it's not. But to them, they feel it's dangerous. They don't feel safe. Then it's very hard for them to do anything. They will just either cry or try to get away from it. The learning process cannot happen. Because
so
of
you
that.
need to break the ice first.
Yes.
Show them that it's safe, they're comfortable. Then they're willing, open-minded to learn.
Yeah. So let's talk about maybe babies and toddlers, young toddlers and babies. How do we actually make sure that environment is safe for swimming? So first thing is, because it's a very new place, might have a lot of external factors like sound, lighting, might be overwhelming for them. So we try. So for me, I always say that I allow 2 parents. So parents are the first, we can say the first base of security for the child. And I say both parents is because one of them usually is the preferred parent. Most of the time, babies, they won't, babies and toddlers, they won't like the two parents equally. There will sure be one that is, they really want this parent. Could be mommy, could be daddy. Most of the time it's mommy.
Yeah.
So having the preferred parent in the pool together with, I don't want to call non-preferred parent but I would say, okay, the preferred parent and maybe the other parent, that it helps a lot because one, the child will feel, oh, okay, let's say mommy's in the pool, I feel safe. Mommy's here, so this shouldn't be that scary, right? And at the same time, the other parent is inside to support the preferred parent. I really do not know whether I should use the word preferred parent.
No, I think it's realistic,
okay.
right?
Yeah,
Everybody close to one of the parents, either the father or the mother. That's reality, right?
So
even adults, not only a toddler. Yeah.
Correct. So the preferred parent inside, so what happens is the other parent will be the support. So like when it gets a bit more overwhelming for the preferred parent, at least the other parent can still also learn how to, okay, maybe hold the child a while or play with the child, They will definitely have a role inside. So both of them can, indirectly, both parents regulate each other. Because in a way, when you have both parents, it's like both pair of hands handle one child, you also feel not so tired. Okay, so back to the child. So the child feel emotionally safe because their parents are inside. So they feel safe. And then that next will be the coach. So how do I actually approach the child? Do I start off by the child, okay, you need to blow bubbles, or okay, come in, we go kicking already. So just giving them instructions, also indirectly, the child might feel like, I need to do things, but I don't feel like doing it. If that day they happen to be good mood, then it's a bonus. But what if they are not really feeling it and you start giving this kind of instructions? They will feel like, I don't feel safe already because I don't feel like I can't even say or feel how I feel, but I still have to do this thing. So they already don't feel very safe. So how the classes are set, I actually make it very unstructured. So unstructured doesn't mean that they don't learn anything. It's just I give more flexibility of what they learn for their day, according to their mood, according to whatever they're feeling at that time. So like example, they just they don't really feel like going in the water, but they want to play with the water. So I just let them be on the side, on the platform. I put some toys there, they can just play with it. And then I will usually get mommy or daddy, whenever the child is ready, just bring them around the pool. So you carry them, just bring them around, to see what they want to see. So usually it's a process of, you still get them to go around the pool, but at the same time, they still get to play. Mm-hmm. So it's like finding that equilibrium, we say.
Do you see difference in kids starting from toddler, learning swimming, and all the way to maybe their preschool or what? Do you see a difference in their character and personality for those who learn swimming and those who do not?
Okay, so far I can actually see in terms of character building wise, they are more resilient. A lot of them I noticed that because swimming is not an easy sport, especially if you're scared of water, right? Or it also takes up a lot of energy from you. So I would say the kids that learn swimming, at least from my observation, those kids I had who first they didn't learn swimming yet, like older kids, they haven't learned and they start to learn, there is a difference. One is before they learn how to swim, they tend to be more in their comfort zone, or they go to the baby pool. Most of the time they just want to be more on land or do something more comfortable. Those who started off learning swimming and over time they tend to try to do more new things or try to be more brave to do
They're more adventurous.
Right? Yes, that's the word.
Because they are already quite brave to face the water.
Yes.
So they might be open to face other new challenges or new activities. Even some...
Be willing to try basically.
Yes, correct. Because like like my son, okay, so my son would be a very good example. When he was a young toddler, around 1, he has very high separation anxiety. And also he tends to be a bit more to himself, want to try new things also very hard. So I felt going through the swimming lessons or exposing him to swimming, he also starts to learn how much his body can tolerate. Like he will try to jump and then he swim back, see how long he can hold his breath. And in time, he also expanded out to him willing to try new things as long as you talk to him. Try new things around him. Even though he's uncomfortable, he still try. So my technique with him from the respectful parenting angle is I will always encourage him to try new things. I encourage him to try, but I have no expectation. When I say I have no expectation, it means that when you do it, you just go and have fun. If it's something you really don't like, so like example, maybe taekwondo. If he doesn't like taekwondo, then we can explore other sports. You just try first. Yeah. So something like that compared to the usual parenting style where you go and just do lah. You do. Or you just go, you don't ask me any questions. You just go. This is good for you.
Yeah.
So that is also, in a way, because of swimming, and I also learned the respectful parenting approach, it also helped me to communicate better with my children.
I think this concept of respectful parenting, right? Because right now we have the new generation compared to, we are millennials, right? So we also come from the parenting type where it's stricter, your parents want you to score well in the exam, force you to become doctors, lawyers, or whatever. They cane you when you're naughty, right? And then you have this new generation where people have this perception they're too pampered. Everything, they give them what they want, screen time, buy them toys, make sure they don't get scolding even though they messed up or whatever. Then they become spoiled brats. So where does respectful parenting sit between these two? Because I think it's very important in this day and age where new parents, sometimes they might over pamper the kid, but they also don't want to go back to the traditional route where they have to cane their kids, right?
Understand.
So where does that respectful parenting sits in?
So in that sense, the respectful parenting approach would actually sit in the middle. So we have spoken about respectful parenting being a communication tool and also helping our children to feel safe with us. That means we do not encourage hitting, we don't encourage name calling and stuff. Like you say, the other one end of the extreme of very traditional parenting. At the same time, respectful parenting also means we hold boundaries, and we hold boundaries gently. Meaning that we don't give in to everything they want. So like example, they want a toy. Let's say we go to a toy shop, they really, really want a toy and they insist, or maybe they have a meltdown. So when we talk about respectful parenting, it's not that we go and buy the toy and give it to them. But instead, we actually spend the time to talk to them, to communicate with them, and probably get them out of the toy shop to take a deep breath, learn to
let them calm down
to
first.
Calm down, yes. We can either carry them or we can walk them out to let's just get out of this situation. So sometimes it could be a toy shop or it could be a restaurant. One of the things that I usually do for my children is when they start to get angry or sad or too much emotions going on, I will bring them out of the restaurant. Or even my husband will bring them out of the restaurant to calm down. Yeah. So it's like they still don't get what they want, they still don't get it. It's just that we handle it gently.
I see. But how do you talk to them then? Let's say they calm down, right? Because it's quite easy to communicate with your kid, but a lot of parents don't know what to communicate with the kid.
Yeah.
What to
say to the kid. Other than just buy for him lah, buy for her lah, easy
Or is this basically calm down, or
I buy for you next time lah, next time.
next time. So what are the frameworks that actually you have in order to communicate with the kid?
I think the most important thing here is to acknowledge their feelings. So the very first thing, like before you think of anything, acknowledge that they are sad, they are angry, or put their emotion into words. So like, I can see that you are angry or sad because you cannot have this toy. I understand that you really want this toy. So you actually verbalize out this emotion, especially if they don't have the words. They can't really tell you what they are feeling.
Tell them what they are feeling instead.
Yes.
Acknowledge their feeling. Okay.
Acknowledge their feelings, talk to them about their feelings and why they couldn't have it. I think one of the things that we always miss out in this parenting journey is explaining the why. Because we think that
They don't understand.
yes, especially the older generation will be like,
You
they
just
are still-
listen what I say lah.
because you're too young to understand, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time. But actually explaining why, the why is so important. So like, because my son is 4. So throughout the whole journey, ever since he was a baby, he was a non-verbal kid until around 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so non-verbal means that there was a bit of speech delay. It's like we just always talk to him. Like every single thing we just talk, whether it's a feeling acknowledgement thing, routine, the why of doing things. So I realized that back then it didn't look like anything because it's like you're talking to a wall. Like the child look at you lah. Like, okay, you're talking to me. And a lot of people around us will be like, especially the older ones, they'll be like, why are you talking so much to your child? He doesn't understand what you are saying. He's not responding to you, you know. But deep down, me and my husband know that he actually understands. It's just that he couldn't verbalize it to us yet. And now because he can speak, and because we do the same thing, we do this routine all the time that, in the sense that if he does something wrong, we explain to him, he actually knows and he understands and we verbalize it back to us why he thinks why is this not the right thing to do? Why is this not the best thing to do? He actually can verbalize it out now. So I realized that because of that training, back when he was younger, it also helped him to understand that every single thing you do has a consequence. So that is also why for him also, when we go to any toy shops or there are things he will say he will verbalize, I want the ice cream, I want cake, I want that toy. And when we say that, no, we are not going to buy this ice cream, no, we are not having cake today, he understands. He doesn't actually fight back with us or demand for it. Sometimes he will test our boundaries and be like, why can't I have cake? Because it's like, I want, let's say, like,
So
he will
why?
ask, I want cake. Then we will say that, no, we're not going to have cake today. Why not? Oh, we need to eat dinner first. That kind of thing. So it's like we explain, we need to eat dinner first.
Then dessert come later.
And we can have cake if we all as the family are still hungry.
I see.
Yes. So it's not like only you want the cake. Or
Yeah.
we don't actually simply promise that you're going to have the cake after. And this is something you shouldn't do. Don't simply promise your child when you are not going to deliver that promise. They remember. Like, you think they might not remember, but they do. That's why all these promises are so delicate. Like, you need to make sure that you keep to your promise. So that's the same thing. I'm bringing back to the swimming pool. When you want to introduce them to any skill, because one of the important thing about swimming is trust. So once you break that trust, just like promise, it's very hard to fix it back. So you might look at it as, I can just put them in the water, not like they know right? But actually they know, they can feel, because they don't feel safe with you already. They don't feel safe. They will be wondering whether you're going to do something else to me or not. So then they will reject, or they will just like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, you know? And you'll be wondering, why one time he did and then suddenly he don't do it again. So there might be something in the middle which might relate to trust. That's why in anything, swimming or even other parts of parenting, the trust is so important. That's why I don't simply promise.
Yeah, I think promise holds a
Yeah.
lot of weight to a kid, because when you promise something, they put a lot of weight and trust into
They
a
will
promise.
expect, and then they will expect you to deliver.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not just
Not,
kids.
yeah, I think adults also
Yes.
is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you break the promise, it crumbles the whole world. But I think the why makes a lot of sense, because as adult, we, like you say, we always feel that the kid don't understand. Although we apply it at our work, in leadership, as a team leader or whatever, we explain the why to our team, to our friends or colleagues, right? But we always neglect that to our kids.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a kid, so I can't say, maybe people will say I'm a hypocrite or anything. But I do observe a lot of new parents, especially around me. Sorry, not you lah. Yeah, but I have seen parents where they are very non-communicative with their kid, with their sons, even like their daughter or son. They let them roam around, climb everywhere, give them the iPad, never teach them how to call the elders or say thank you even. Just let them be. So I always felt that they could have done so much better job just by talking to them every day, teaching them the reasoning, why they should do this, why they should call their elders, why they should finish their food, why they should sit down and not climb around like a monkey, you know. Just tell them every day and tell them the consequences and why they should be doing that. That would make so much difference rather than just giving the iPad, entertain yourself. You know, I want to do my thing, you know. I felt that it's like so out of touch really with the new parents, with a lot of their kids. I'm not saying every parent, but I've seen this kind of parenting, which I think that needs to be a lot more awareness about this issue.
Yeah, and that's why right now in my swimming classes, in my swimming business journey, I'm actually also starting up something new called the Aqua Explorer Circle. So this Aqua Explorer Circle is actually it's just like a chat, like everyone sits in a circle, the parents that come in for a different topic, and we actually talk about it. So it's not just about swimming lessons alone, but how do you use that not only in swimming, but in showering, because it's water related, and also in your daily life. How do you use the respectful parenting approach? Because like you mentioned, your observation among the parents, some parents, it's sometimes it might stem out from a lot of factors. Could be work burnout. Could be they don't know. They really don't know. They see people do like that, they follow.
They follow
because they feel like that's the correct thing to do. So I'm actually also starting this circle.
Or they don't know how to, because it's either scold or pamper. They don't know the in between, right? So they're not willing to scold the son, the daughter.
Correct.
So they just ignore it rather than talking to them heart to heart, you know. Yeah.
If they do that, probably when they're younger, probably the parents is also like that.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah,
That's
possible.
Yeah, correct. Because actually the first 3 years of their life, I would say, people will always say that later also can do that, but the first 3 years is actually very important. It's so essential because that 3 years will decide how they will be later on. Of course, some behavior we can change, just that much harder, much harder work.
Yeah.
It does say that first 3 years, if you do it, whatever you choose to do to bring up your child, that will actually continue on. Some of the beliefs will stay. So like example, I think my kids will be the best example here lah. So like my
from the expert.
So like my son, I was a new parent, you know, with my son. At that time, I would depend more on the internet, maybe some of my parent friends or my in-laws. So it's like, okay, how do I bring up this boy? I know that I want to bring him up differently. So like, of course, go for swimming, give him choices, talk to him about the why. But there were some things that I wasn't very sure and I didn't have much support because I do not know where to go and ask, right? So some things that stick with my boy is like there's one thing that he does. He actually is too rigid in some of the things he does, like sleeping clothes is for sleeping. So I can't sleep with my casual clothes. So this is something that have been ingrained, but I just also let it be because to me it's like, okay, that's his choice, right? It's not so harmful, right? So it's like I let him be, okay, we like sleep clothes, you wear.
That's a good habit.
Yeah, it's a good habit. It's just that once, if let's say we don't have let's say we are in a location, we don't have the pajamas, but it's time to sleep, then he will refuse to sleep, you know, when he was younger. Of course, now it's different. Now he at least, he actually now is okay to sleep in his normal clothes instead of changing, although it's still there. But yeah, that's the thing. This habit actually will carry on one. Like this is, even though it's not a very big deal, like, okay, sleep clothes, and then casual clothes for casual things going out. It's a very small thing, right? But it's something that carry on. And then if he faces different situations where he doesn't have that luxury of choosing the clothes according to the timeline, then how he deals with that. So that's why I said that the first 3 years is so important. It's like whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we bring to them, it will carry on. Yeah. So getting the things right as much as possible in that first 3 years, I would say is
I think it's true because a lot of parents, they don't practice consistency. So like you mentioned, your son has a speech delay up to 3 years old, and you are consistently talking to him despite people saying he might not understand for 3 years, and that consistency actually ingrained into his mind and his behavior, right? But I think a lot of parents, they give up, like talking 1 or 2 times, the kid don't listen, then he don't understand, I give up, and then they stop doing it, right? I think that's a lot of the issues that parents are facing. The consistency, keep repeating, drilling the message that you want your kid to listen, into their mind, so it carries with them, for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So Shelby, I want to ask you, right? How should the parents prepare, their toddlers before they joining your swimming class?
Okay, when you say prepare means
what does she expect in terms of like maybe mentally and emotion?
Okay. So usually I will do a starter call. So this starter call it's been around for a few months now. This starter call is done on Zoom, where me and the parents, if they want the child also inside, also can. We will have a call together based on our available timing to actually chat, to see each other. And this is where they can ask all the questions and, just lay everything out on the table. I realize it really helps because a lot of the parents, when they come for the swim lesson for the first time, most of the time it's like they communicate on WhatsApp and arrange a trial class. Bring this swimsuit, bring all these things. They appear, they actually don't know what to expect, or sometimes they feel very nervous, or they are worried, what if my child cry inside? Die lah, or it's like, what's the coach going to think if my child cry? It's a very common concern. It's like they also don't want to burden others. I would say this is like our culture, right? We don't want to like trouble other people. So I realized there was this gap of parents, they do not know what to expect. Even they ask all the questions by text or they research, they will still feel very nervous on that day. So the call came about to address that problem, to not only address all whatever they are thinking or feeling, but just for them to feel like, okay, once I go to that class, I know what to expect. Even if my child cry or my child refuse, it's not a bad thing. It's just that that is his feeling or her feelings, and we just take it slow and let her or him get comfortable with the surrounding. It's nothing to do with the parent, because sometimes the parents, they will be the one blame themselves, like, oh, my child is crying in the pool, I'm the one who decide to send him or her for swim lessons, it's my fault. A lot of parents will, like, not to say a lot of parents, they blame themselves for a lot of things that happen to their children. And I wanted to reduce that. I want to let the parents understand that they making that decision to send their children for swim classes or coming for the first lesson is already a very brave step, also a really good step. You're already doing the right thing. So that was one of the things I want to emphasize to a lot of parents that start, is they are already doing something right. Whatever happens in that class, this is not in your control already. Meaning, if let's say your child cries or your child is more quiet, it's just they trying to adapt to this new environment. And that's why you being inside the pool, the parents being inside the pool, you're already doing amazing, because you are already being the safe space there for them. Yeah.
So how do you expect? But some parents, they might, I want fast result versus, they understand the process. How do you manage that?
Okay, back then when I started, I always think that, I must make everybody happy lah. Not to say make everybody happy, but
impress everyone.
like, I must, so the ones who also want fast process, I also must somehow impress them lah. Back then, I keep thinking like that. Like, I need to show that my
Capability.
I need to prove my capability. Yes. 1 year into the business, I realized that not everybody is my market. So it's when I say not everybody is my market, it doesn't mean that those who want fast results, I'll ignore them lah. No. It means that those who want fast results, I will explain to them, manage their expectations, and I will actually return back the ball to their court. So they can make the informed decision of whether they want to continue with me or elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, my approach is more gentle. It's I can't promise fast results. But what I can promise is that the outcome that you get from this, it will be, you will have a child that they are confident, they are independent, they know what they are capable of is because they themselves do it. They themselves they are doing it not to impress you. They are doing it because they themselves want it. Yeah, so of course the results will vary because every child is different. So this is one of the motto in my swim school is every child is different. And that's why I think some children, they will straight away do everything. Like they just do everything flawlessly. But you have some kids that needs the extra hand, or they have their fears, they have doubts, a lot of things like that. Sometimes it stems because of past experiences, like fear of water. Maybe they fell into the bathtub, or they fell into a swimming pool, or they had a bad experience in the past swimming lesson. So every single case had to be handled delicately. And one of the things I do is I customize. So even there are 3 different kids in my class, my maximum in the class is 3. Even though there are 3 different kids that get different things. Yeah, so it's not like, okay, all 3 of you, if you are doing kicking, all 3 of you must kick the same. No. If happens to all 3 of them enjoy that kicking process, like that particular activity, then different. But if let's say 1 or 2 of them, they don't feel it, they probably need a bit more support, then I will assist them. It's still the same goal, which is kicking, just that they will have different ways of how to achieve that goal.
What are the biggest challenges you find with parents handling a toddler, whether it's swimming related to swimming or with parenting, right? A lot of parents bring their kids to swimming. So do you see the common challenge that parents face, or is that like a biggest challenge that parents face being a new parent, taking care of their baby, their toddler, or it could be swimming related as well, bringing their kids to swimming? What are the challenges they face in terms of like parenting?
I think one of the common challenge is in Malaysia especially, I think swimming is not so it's not as compulsory as in other parts of the world like UK, Australia. Those countries, they really emphasize swimming a lot. Even like how you train the child is like you just throw the child in the pool, they will float automatically, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you had heard of all that. But in Malaysia, somehow we are more conservative about that because likely we are more academic based.
Yeah.
So it's like, go for tuition or learn math,
Yeah.
It's more common compared to swimming. So I think one of the common challenges is the parents, whether they feel that starting their kids swimming early,
is it the right choice?
Because, okay, if you look at these external factors, like maybe they are elderlies, right? They say, why you bring them to swim after they get sick? Like baby swimming after get sick lah. Or what for swim so early? Actually, because of that, it's like they don't really know whether it's the right thing to do. Because even showering also, like once the baby is born, you cannot shower the baby head after the baby feel cold.
Right?
Yeah. Or don't shower lah, but then the baby will be dirty, right? Even like confinement, the mothers, we also are encouraged not to shower.
Yeah.
But I shower lah. I cannot.
They say don't wash the hair for 30 days or something.
Yes,
right?
like don't wash your hair, or you shower also your body cannot be in contact with water. I mean, I hear these things I heard of it. Even when I was in confinement, there was this lady, this TCM lady that came, traditional Chinese medicine lady. She also scolded me for showering. So it's like water is quite taboo when it comes to babies or any, like new mothers. There's also this thing like ghost month, right? We have the ghost month recently. So there's also this thing where you cannot bring your babies or toddler to swim because of the ghost month. There's also that thing that I heard. It was new to me, to be honest. I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But it was very surprising. That shows how low the awareness is for babies to start swimming early. And it's not exactly recommended, that kind of thing. So that's why I think it's important. My role is important to create that awareness that when you start them early, it's not because it's for fun. It's not just that, baby swimming very cute, right? Very fun, right? It's actually more for safety and also for parents to know how to handle their child during showering or even swimming activities. Especially shower, like first time parent, like you are first time parent, right? How did you feel when you had to shower your baby the first time?
I'm okay lah, because because my mom is a confinement lady, so
okay.
Okay,
I'm maybe
exceptional case.
Okay.
I was trained during I was 8 years old actually.
Or should I ask like how about your wife? How does she feel?
Okay,
Probably.
Okay, my wife is not trained before lah, so I think yesterday I think is the first time that she showered daughter lah. And she was afraid because she don't know how to hold her, and she very aggressively like kicking and around, especially when you hold her like that, she always like kick you, and then she might just want to stretch you. So she's scared like maybe she will fall. But she was okay lah. But my mom is beside her lah, so she's okay. But the feeling
the
is
guidance.
The feeling is scared lah. Like because scared she will fall down, scared she don't like it. So have to handle that lah.
So it's not just your wife. Even when I was a first time parent myself, I still remember my first time showering my son. And that is in the confinement center with the person next to me. It's like, okay, she showed me one round, then the next day I have to do it. It's like that's like that Then I had to shower the baby, my baby. It's like so weird to hold. Like okay, I hold, and because it was not recommended to shower the head, I had to use the cloth to wipe, and I was like, okay, just wipe with the cloth. The water also put a little bit at the body. Sometimes it made me wonder clean enough or not. Then when I go home, I need to shower the baby already by myself. It's like, okay, how now? I bought all the bathtubs, I bought everything, but useless. I didn't use it. Like it didn't really help. Like the same concern with your wife also. I very scared that I dropped my baby. I was very scared that what if I pour the water, then the water gets stuck in the eye, and then my baby cannot open the eye. It sounds very silly, but these are the common concerns. I believe that first time parents who don't have that experience in introducing water to the baby, they will feel like that. And this is also related to swimming. Although swimming is much later, the first water introduction is actually shower. So if you get the shower process right, the swimming later on will be much easier. And when I say swimming, it's more about the water falling on the face. Yes, because one of the things that a lot of the parents that come to me, they say that shower is a nightmare. Especially when the kids are bigger, shower is a nightmare, and my child don't want the water to fall on the face. So most of the time they had to shower like the water here, then cannot put soap here because indirectly water will fall. So they cannot do it that way. Or sometimes the child see the shower or shower times, see the bathroom, see the shower head, start to cry, start to get angry. It's a real thing. It's a thing that people don't talk about openly. I feel that it's like I only know this story because I'm a swim coach. But if we talk about like with other parents, like who will tell that my baby or my child don't like to shower?
Or probably they will feel like, why am I not capable to shower my own child?
Again, the
The guilt is there.
and the
Yeah,
blame
yeah.
will start.
I totally understand.
Yeah, so as I realize, it's not just me, but even when I'm a swim coach, I get this kind of story from parents. It made me realize how low the awareness is and how it's not openly talked about too. You can say about confinement, like, oh, you can learn during confinement, but not really also, because most of the time the mothers need to rest. And then that you already have to learn so many things, not just shower the baby. You need to learn breastfeeding. You need to learn how to change the diaper, put the fella to sleep, right?
Yeah, breastfeeding is another topic that
yes.
is quite
interesting. But
mentally prepared. I have to be mentally prepared as well.
I can't say I had experienced it. So
yeah, but it's very interesting, right? So for me, I want to tackle the water part. So anything to do with water. So even though I'm a swim coach, but my specialization is actually babies and toddlers. Really love babies and toddlers. I want to make sure that their first experience to water is positive. And it starts off from when they are born, if possible. Right? So
Then Shelby, then what inspired you actually to start this Aqua Explore? Why are you so passionate about and start this business and start from water?
It starts off from my son. I would say, I think my son was one of the reasons. Is apart from the shower part, I used to be the parent that goes in with him for the swimming classes. The difference is my boy, he's the type that always the outlier. We call it the outlier, meaning that if the whole class is doing one activity, he will confirm not do it.
Oh,
okay.
So it's
contrarian, contrarian kid.
Yeah, so like everybody's on the noodle. So my son, he didn't like the noodle. He don't like mat. There was one part of his life, I think around 1.5, he just rejected every swimming item, the noodle, the mat, the ball only he will accept, but because ball is so common, right? But anything to do with swimming equipments, he will reject. So everybody's on the noodle, very cute. He will be like, no, I don't want. I just want to do my own thing. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get support also. I understand that the class is quite big. So there's like one coach to about 6 kids with parents, one parent. Because in that setting, only one parent is allowed in the pool. So imagine just me alone with my son who don't want to follow the class, and everybody else is. So there's a lot of feelings happening here. I feel that I am not capable enough like the other parents. Or like, how come the kids can swim? My child just don't want to do anything here. I spoke to the coach. She just tell me to try again next week. I mean, that's the best thing you can do, right? Just try again, you know. Maybe she don't want to tell me to bring myself to try because I'm not a coach at that time. You cannot also simply tell parents to simply bring your child swimming because it's again safety. So they also have to be careful of what they say to you. So at the end, I just decided, okay, you know what? I just bring my son myself But I didn't tell people because I'm a swimmer. So I just bring my son for just a normal, we call it family swim, that kind where it's not a class, but you just bring your child to play with all the things at the center. So I just brought him a few times. He eventually accepted it, but he needed a very gentle approach. Like, okay, you need to touch the noodle. Okay, so I gave him the noodle. I say, this is a noodle. Then he look at it. Then he put one hand there. And then he put his hand out. Then he put his hand again. Then he put his hand out. So it was like that for about 10 minutes.
Sorry, what is a noodle?
Oh, sorry, pool noodle.
It's like the sponge, one finger sponge thing. Not the
noodle. Sorry,
ramen noodle.
Pool noodle.
Okay.
So pool noodle, or the mat, anything that the texture feel funny, he will just put his hand, like that for 10 minutes, or I put him on it. We just go around. He didn't kick also. He just like, what is this thing? But the difference is because it's not a class. He can explore by himself. He can feel what he want to feel at the time. Like even he feel like not nice, he can push away and then try again. So I realized that it's working. After just about 2 months like that, he's already okay with all the items. So then I let him try again in the class, So then after that, he suddenly decided to follow all the activities by himself. Like, I didn't even need to do anything, which I feel like quite magic. Well, like, why? It's just because that time I don't have any swimming coach experience. I was just a parent trying to help my child to swim. And then because I did it more gentle, less instruction based, he's suddenly willing to do a lot of things and he just blooms from there. Meaning that he himself, nobody taught him, but he himself will try to go under the water and then come up. And then see how long and then come up. It's not like he just stay there and then drown, right? But it's just like he also testing his body, what's the body's limit and how far he can jump his swim back. How far he can jump his swim back. Of course, we cannot leave him like that alone.
Of course,
of
course.
Always must have an adult. Safety is always number one. It's just that I noticed there was some development where he himself will try to explore himself in water and he doesn't feel scared of it. He's also willing to try all the other things, even goggles and stuff. And I realized, this is something lacking in the market, which is there's no school that allows two parents in the pool, because I realized that I really wanted another adult in, could be my husband or anyone. But at that time, my husband, because my husband usually is there, right? It would be nice to have someone else in the pool because it's very, very tiring. Like, although it's 30 minutes sounds short, right? But imagine 30 minutes he's standing there and had to bring the child around.
Yeah, it's long.
I mean, you would know It's very tiring.
And now even my daughter is like 1 month old already. It's like a bit heavy already.
Yeah, and some more, at one point of time when I was doing these classes, like joining the class as a parent, I was pregnant also. So, at that time, I needed to switch with my husband. My husband is actually not a swimmer. So, he had to change place with me. He also had the same feedback, like it gets very tiring. Like, it'd be nice if someone is inside the pool, can experience together. And also the memory, because it's like, I felt like if both me and my husband is inside the pool, can play with him, very fun. Like can feel that, wow, nice can hold a baby inside. It's very different when you swim with a baby and a preschooler. Very, very different. The feeling, So I also realized that the approach, like we are expecting babies and toddlers to act like adults, which is, must follow instruction, or must do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It means like, you have a routine. I understand that babies, they thrive with routine. Toddlers also, they thrive with routine. But the thing is, if everything is a routine, when do they actually play freely? When do they explore freely? If they can predict everything from A to Z, when can they actually feel like they shake them up a bit? Because in life, not everything is routine, right? Like from the time we wake up to the time we sleep, it's not necessarily the same every day. How do we still implement something that can help the child to feel like there is some routine, but I still can explore freely. I can test my boundaries a little bit in the pool. So this is where I've noticed there's not much unstructured lessons, and a lot of it, they don't really communicate much with the child. So I also noticed in the pool, it's like telling the child, kick, get the ball. It's a lot on directions, instructions, but not many of talking to the child, like how you feel, I know it's very Asians, we don't talk about feelings, right?
Yeah.
It's not a very common thing. We don't talk about feelings. So it's like, I want to kind of break the cycle that it's not just about swimming. It's just breaking the cycle of, I want parents to also enjoy that process. Not just about, getting their child to kick, to swim, to blow bubbles, but to bond, to talk, to enjoy, to play. I think the key word is to play with their child, because we when we are working, sometimes we just send them to school, fetch them from school. When do we actually really play with them? Sometimes even at home, we consider maybe play puzzles together also, but you will still have your phone. The phone is still next to you. So while play puzzle, you still look at your phone. Right?
True,
Sometimes
true,
you just like,
true.
play puzzle a bit. bit curious, have it, right? Just take your phone. Just look at your phone. 1 minute. Then you put down.
Do you control
Then
your children's screen time?
I don't really give them screen actually.
Really?
Yes. The only screen they have is they watch 90s cartoon.
Wow.
So it's like, because we don't have a TV at home, no television, so they don't really live on screens. I try my best lah. Even when we eat, it's really very mindful. So it's like none of us are on screens. We really focus. That's why my son, it can be seen, you know, those without screen, they are more observant about their surroundings.
Yeah. Present.
So like my son, he's 4, right? He will come to that point that when we order food, he will actually wait a bit, he will eat some, and then he will wait a bit and ask us, got any more or not? Did you order other food? He actually want to see whether got other food before he make the decision whether to continue eating that.
Wow.
Or he
Observant.
sometimes will be saying, I feel like eating noodles today. Or he will make a decision what he want to eat. Or sometimes we ask, or before we even ask, he say, I want to eat Japanese.
Wow.
yeah. He's like, can we eat Japanese? Or I want to eat Thai food, that kind of thing. So sometimes he will just say it out. It's like something he enjoy, you know. It's like I want to eat, you know, because that is the time that he get to try a lot of food.
Does your kid ever bug you about screen time? Like, hey, every kid is doing it. My friends, or I don't know, in the nursery, they are looking at their phone, watching cartoon. Why I don't get it?
I think it's not the age yet.
Uh-huh.
He's only 4, so
Yeah.
to him maybe it's like it's not that interesting. He still get to do a lot of interesting things. But then
No, but I
yeah.
see a lot of kids nowadays, even 2-year-old, 3-year-old already on iPad watching some brain rotting stuff already.
Yeah, actually it's true. But there's something, in the restaurant, like, because I have a son and daughter, right? So they both will, my daughter, she will notice other kids watching. She will just like try to peek a bit.
Yeah.
Then she see not interesting, then she just do other things. But my son, there was one incident, he was looking. Then he said, Mommy, why they watch? Why they don't eat?
Wow, your son is
Yeah.
well trained.
It's like,
already,
why do they watch? But it's too loud lah. So when he asks too loud, it's a bit like, I still have to explain.
Paise.
A bit, yes, it's spicy.
No, I think it's okay.
It's true.
Create some awareness to the other parents. But
But because my son, he has this, he is in the why stage, meaning that he will ask everything under the sun. So it's even as simple as why this. So we go back to the screen. It's like why is a boy, or it's more like why is that koko or teacher? Usually we use koko or teacher lah. So it's like why is that koko looking at the screen? Why is that koko looking at the tablet? Because he knows what's tablet lah. Oh, why the koko look at the tablet and eat? Does the koko know what he's eating or not? He got asked me that question before lah. Like, I was like, then I had to explain to him lah. So how I explain to him is that everybody is different. Everyone do different things. This is how we do it. That's how they do it. Yeah. So I think the most important is we don't guilt other parents or we don't guilt other parties.
yeah.
But my answer is more like, this is how mommy and daddy do it. This is how we enjoy the dinner together. That's probably how they enjoyed it, you know? So I think having that kind of answer, as he grow older, he might try to push it more, definitely, but I'll cross the bridge when we get there. I'm also learning in the sense that what is the right thing to answer. But I realize it's not about right or wrong. At the end of the day, it's like whether you are truthful to your child or not. Like I told you, if you lie to your child, they will know one. So most important, don't lie. Don't lie. Don't overpromise. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, Shelby, I have one last question
Okay.
to you. If you could leave one message for all the new parent listening, right, what would it be?
One message.
Yeah.
I would say enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of parenting. I know sometimes it gets very tiring. It gets sometimes a bit, we can say soul-sucking sometimes, you know. Especially in different phases, in different phases of life, definitely you will have your own challenges. Whether it's their baby, a toddler, a preschooler, even when they go into primary school or teenagers next time, it's all going to be a different set of challenges. And one thing we are all certain is not going to be forever. Sometimes, even myself, I need to remind myself that this will not be forever. They will not be young forever. I need to also dial down and think and spend time with them. Even you spend like 5-10 minutes with them every day, consider very good. Actually, you don't need to spend your whole day with them. Even that 5-10 minutes of quality time matters. Yeah, that is also why the swimming thing come about. I want to provide at least 30 minutes of quality time, especially for parents who feel very guilty. Like those who really feel very guilty, they can't spend time with their children and stuff. At least I can give them that 30 minutes every week you spend with your child, no need to see your phone or anything. That 30 minutes actually fill up the tank already. At least some of the parents tell me that. They tell me that they feel very happy. They want to do this every week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
I have one last question,
Okay.
or more like asking for a tip. You mentioned earlier just now, parents, when the baby cries, the kid cries, parents get panicked, they don't know what to do. So what can they do actually when the kid cries? Doesn't matter what situation, can be swimming or other situation.
So when you say kid, it's how
A baby,
old?
okay, baby. Yeah,
Okay.
because you handle more of a
Yeah.
toddler baby, and a toddler crying is even harder because they might cry. There's no reasoning.
Yes, actually,
You,
it's true.
you can't reason with the baby, right? But what are the techniques you can do or tips you can do to get the baby maybe to stop crying or to reduce the crying?
Okay,
that
so this is one of the things that I think this is a myth. A lot of people say that if you carry your baby or your toddler, you are spoiling them.
Not really.
There is a myth. Like people talk about it. Like if you carry them too much, you are pampering them.
Yeah, I get a lot.
I'm sure you. Yeah, it's like you
I
don't
get a
carry
lot
them.
too.
You don't carry them so much, or you don't sleep with them so much. Let them be independent. But actually, it's the reverse. If you want them to stop crying or you want them to calm down faster, you carry them. If they're big, they can't be carried already, then you hug them.
I see.
If they allow you to hug, of course. It really depends on the stage, but we just focus on babies and toddlers. So they will usually like if you carry them or hug them. They will still cry lah. They will still definitely cry because it won't be automatic. In babies, maybe it's auto, but toddlers, their feelings are so big. They will feel a lot. So sometimes they will still cry, shout. After a while, they'll start to tone down and they will take a deep breath. Because they feel that emotional security. That mommy or daddy is hugging me. I feel safe now. Yeah. So this is why I think the parents are they are the important key to their children because they are the one that can do this. Because if I'm the coach, I hug the child, not necessarily mean they will stop crying. They might continue to cry longer. But if the parents are the one like mommy hug or daddy hug at that point of time, eventually they will re-regulate and feel safe. They'll be like, okay, I'm calm now. Because like you say,
They feel the energy from the parents,
correct.
right? Yeah.
You say sometimes they cry no reason, right?
Yeah.
It happens. They will cry, but they don't know why they cry. They don't know why they feel so
and you
sad.
can't tell them why they should not cry or what. You can't reason with them.
Can't really reason sometimes. I mean, you can, just that at that point of time, that is not the time to talk to them because we always talk about respectful parenting. We need to communicate. But what happens when they are crying or they are already hysterical? That's not the time to talk. If you want to talk, it's after they are calmed down, regulated. Then only they will listen to what you say.
But we're talking about babies, right? So if babies and toddlers, are you even going to tell them the reason? You should as well as a parent.
Actually, it's good. It's a good practice because, like, okay, so let's say your baby cry, you kind of know the reason. Like maybe they are crying because they are uncomfortable or they are hungry, right? So you carry them, and then they will cry. It's very cute lah, very soft, gentle. Sometimes very loud lah, but they are cute, gentle because they're so small.
Yeah.
You will tend to feel it's quite cute. Then when you carry them, you can actually start talking to them. I know you're feeling hungry. I know you're feeling cold. I know you don't feel comfortable. It's okay. Mommy's here. Daddy is here. So it's like a bit as simple as talking like
It's
that.
like comforting words,
Yes,
like trying to channel the energy by just saying some comforting words,
correct.
right?
It's easier said than done though, because as tired parents,
Yeah.
imagine doing that at 1, 2 a.m. at night. It can be,
I'm experiencing right now.
it will, because as lovely as it sounds, it will be challenging.
I know.
It is easier said than done. So usually when I tell the parents that you can say all these words, of course you say it in how you want to say, just that give yourself some grace. You can carry your baby at 1, 2 a.m. Even you don't talk so much at that point of time, at least you just stroke them. It's also good. Yeah. So it's also depends on the parents. It's not just a baby, but actually parents also is somewhat respectful parenting, but for you, for the parents. It's like you yourself always practice this on your child. You also need to kind of channel it to yourself.
I think I learned a
Okay.
lot, although I'm not a parent, but definitely I think it's an important message and also some tips for new parents especially. Yeah, because I think in this world, it's getting more and more difficult to navigate through the parenting. Yeah, I mean it's getting easier, but it's also getting harder at the same time.
Yeah.
With new generation of kids, technology and stuff like that. So I think I enjoy listening to your perspective and your mindset on how you educate the kids, your toddlers, and also how swimming play a big part in it.
I think it's not just about educating the toddlers and the babies, but the parents. as well.
Parents. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the right word is empowering the parents. Yeah.
Before we end, where can people find you?
So my Instagram handle is aquaexplore.my.
People can reach you through your Instagram mostly.
Yeah, you can reach me through my Instagram. My WhatsApp number is there too. The center that has the group lesson is at Sunway Damansara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also provide private lessons across Klang Valley area.
So we will leave all the links in the description below so you guys can get in touch with Shelby if you guys are interested to look for a swimming coach or swimming lesson for your newborn. Cool. So thank you, Shelby, for coming on the show.
Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if you guys enjoy this episode, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and that will help us grow and bring you more amazing guests. But in the meantime, if you guys discover this journal, don't keep it yourself, share it to the world. Me and Steven will see you guys back in the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.